Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how I upcycled an old telephone table into a stylish and functional cardboard tube table. It's a fun DIY project that gives new life to old furniture, so let's get started. I had this telephone table that I bought from Argos a while back and it eventually got broken, but instead of throwing it away, I decided to reuse parts of it for this project. So I used the long cardboard tubes and I cut into various lengths, and as you can see I've got three legs that I'm going to use for this table. From the picture you can see two of the legs have the same width and the other one is a little bit larger. Then I went ahead and tied the three cardboard tubes together and I sanded them down to ensure they were all even. If you have another way to do this, you can go for it, but this is what worked for me. And this is how the tube turned out. As you can see, they're even and smooth. I taped the bottom of the table where it has holes to prevent the filler from going all the way through, then used all-purpose filler to fill the holes on the other side. I left the filler to dry overnight. The next day I removed the tape that was at the bottom of the table, and then I went ahead and used silicone to fill over the top of the filler. Then I used a spatula to smooth it out. And if there's any excess mess around the table, just use a kitchen towel and just clean it out. You should be left with the top of the table looking like this, nice and clean. I'll give it time for it to dry. I use this peel and stick abstract wallpaper to wrap around the tube. As you can see, this is just something that is different and is going to be unique to what I'm trying to create. That's why I went for it. Then I went ahead and measured the circumference of the tube. I did this by wrapping the tube around the wallpaper and just to give me a clear picture where I needed to cut. Once I was sure about the length of the wallpaper that I'm going to use, I went ahead with a crafty knife and a ruler and just cut it out. Another way of doing this is by using a tape measure and just measure around the tube. So you measure the circumference and also the length of the tube. So that will give you the length and also the width of your tube. The circumference of my tube is around 19. It can be 19.5 depending on the allowance that you need to give it. Then I went ahead and measured 19 centimeter on the wallpaper. Then I went ahead and used a crafty knife and cut out the width of the tube that I need. And this is the piece of the material that I'm going to use to wrap around the cardboard tube. Once I had all the three wallpaper that I'm going to use for the cardboard tubes, I went ahead and wrapped the wallpaper around the tubes. You may need to use a bank card to be able to get rid of any bubbles, like the way I'm doing like that. Just keep on smoothing it out because you need it to be nice and smooth. If you have excess wallpaper, just go ahead and use a pair of scissors and just cut it out. So on the both end of the tube, I went ahead with a pair of scissors and just cut the bits that are sticking out just close to the tube. Just cut them out like the way I'm doing around it, because this is where the table is going to sit on top, and at the bottom I just wanted it to be nice and smooth, so I didn't want to tuck it in. So just cut it all the way next to the tube, just like that, to give it that smooth look. Once that is done, you should be left with something that looks like this. Then I went ahead and do to the rest of the two tubes. So this here, my three tubes have all been wrapped in wallpaper and they look nice and ready to be able to attach the top of the table. Then I went ahead and used clips to clip all the tubes together because I'm going to glue them. So I just wanted to mark where the glue needs to go. So here I'm arranging the tubes to be able to make sure they're all aligned, and this is the design that I want them to have. To make this easier, you can go ahead and use a pencil and just mark around where you want the glue to go in. So here I'm ready and I've already marked the tubes. and you can see there's a pencil mark there, and that's where I'm gonna add the glue to it. So I'm just gonna put the glue in a line just like that, and this is gonna be attached to that tube where it came from. So just be generous with the tube because you want them to stick together just like that. Make sure you use the pencil to do the both sides. So as you can see there, because this side is going to attach to this side and the other side is going to be attached to the other tube. So make sure where you've marked, that's where you're going to put your glue. And on here, since the other tube needs to go there, so I went ahead and just added some glue to it. Once you've put the glue on all your tubes, then go ahead and start attaching them together just like that. Make sure you don't forget what side or needs to be attached to what. Once you're ready, then attach the clips together and hold the tubes together, and you may need to leave this for a couple of days for it to dry before you can remove the clamp or clips. Once I've attached the clips, I went ahead with extra glue onto the top of the cardboard tube just like this. And then you can use a sponge or a wet wipe to just clean it out to give a clean look. Do the same to the other two sides. As you can see, here's your cardboard tube. This is how it should look like. As you can see, it's nice and clean and there's no marks on it. I left this to dry overnight, and the following day I added glue on top of the tube and the bottom of the tube, and then I placed a heavy object to be able to hold the table together, because this needs to stay there for 2 days at least to make sure that the glue is totally dried before you can use the table. And here's the table. As you can see, it looks amazing. I'm happy with it. I've had this table for more than 2 years and it's been going strong. I've used this table in numerous ways. I've used to showcase vases, I've studied with books, and even used it as a side table. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my channel and you like such kind of content, please do so. You can also hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye for now.